believes I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, fellow insomniacs. Hello, creatures of the night. It is Courtney Perry. Welcome to Ramblings of an Insomniac. I'm kind of bummed. I came outside because the frogs and crickets were going bananas and I could hear like things stirring in the night out in the woods. So I wanted to come outside so you guys could hear it, but things have kind of quieted down a bit. So bummer. I like sitting on my porch and doing podcasts where you can hear things and it sounds kind of peaceful and stuff. And now all you can hear is like my dripping gutters because I need to freaking clean them. I need to clean out my gutters. Ugh. But I'm grateful that I have gutters to clean. So I'm certainly not going to complain about the fact that I have gutters to clean. So I'm sorry you're going to hear me walking for a minute because I'm going to try to go down to the end of the driveway and see if maybe we can hear the frogs a little clearer. Who knows? Anyways, what are you guys doing up? What are you doing awake? What is keeping you awake? Right now it is 12:12, as in 12 minutes after midnight. So it is technically the next day. It is technically morning. It is the 30th, I believe. So, yes, it is technically the next day. It's the middle of the night. And weirdly enough, I mean, it's not warm out. It certainly isn't. Whoa, I'm hearing one of my cats. It's Jasper. One of my cats always joins the podcast. Hi, Jaspy. Hey, do you want to have something to say? Is it fairly warm out? So it's fairly, it's not that cold. Kind of crazy. Anyway, what are you guys doing up? Is it nighttime, morning, afternoon where you are? What is going on? What are your thoughts? What are the things that are keeping you awake, keeping you from sleeping? For me, right this moment, I am awake for nothing bad, really. It's nothing bad that's keeping me awake. Just a lot of things on my mind and good, bad, indifferent. I don't know. But here are some of the things. While driving up to visit my grandkids and my son and his girlfriend today, I saw this car. This car passes me, and it had like, I don't know how many bumper stickers, but many, several, a lot. Probably a good 10 bumper stickers. And then their license plate said ARG. And then they had like 3 or 4 like little skulls in the back of their window, you know, with some other stuff. I couldn't tell what it was, but clearly they liked pirate stuff. And it just got me thinking about how there are people with all the bumper stickers on their car, or the people that have like the personalized license plates. And it used to drive me crazy. I was like, how obnoxious. Like, we got it. You love dogs, or you love the Pacific Northwest, you love hiking, you love pirates, you know, whatever. And then I was like, well, that's unfair of me, because there are many things that I'm very passionate about, things that I love, and I have a million animals. Why? Because I love animals. So if someone has a million bumper stickers that talk about the different things that they like, who am I to say, hey, you're passionate about something, you believe in these things. These are things that you're so passionate about and you believe in so deeply that you have it pasted all over your car. And I guess kudos to you. Just because it's not my cup of tea does not mean that it's wrong or ridiculous. I mean, I never claimed that it's wrong. I just feel like putting stuff all over your car looks tacky. That's my opinion. But I'm sure having 100 animals is tacky to people. And I'm sure some of the things I wear or do or say are tacky or whatever, or inappropriate to others. So who the hell am I? You do you, Scotty P. You do you. But it got me thinking about how if you do believe in something so fiercely, so deeply that you want to wear a shirt, like I wear my Let's Go Brandon shirt, or I wear my 1776 shirt, or whatever, or if people wear a shirt that has a cross on it, or if people wear a shirt that has, I don't know, Pink Floyd on it, or whatever. It's your statement saying you want to start a conversation, or it's announcing your beliefs or something that you like, or maybe you don't like those things at all and you just got them. Whoa, all of my lights just went off. Not only my big old lights in front of my pole building, but way down by my lower property, which is creepy. Whoa. Okay. Anyway, come in, Jaspy. So I say good for you. Announce it. Announce that shit. Be proud of that. If you are religious and you want people to know it, do it. If you want to wear a rainbow shirt, do it. Whatever you want to do it. It doesn't matter if other people judge. And maybe you're doing it because you want to strike up a conversation. Maybe you're doing it because you want to piss people off. Maybe you're doing it because it's just something you're passionate about. Maybe it's not even your car and you're just driving someone else's car. I don't know. But it just got me thinking about how we get so mad when someone else doesn't like the things or believe the things that we do. We get so angry, and we forget, I think, that how passionate we are about religion or our political preference or our sexual preference or our gender or our job or our hobbies, whatever the case may be. That is how passionate somebody else is about those things. And some of us are a little more passionate than others. But I think we all forget, I think every one of us forgets that we all have beliefs and opinions and things and hobbies that make us happy, that we genuinely put thought and effort toward. And when someone else disses on them, it offends us because they're things that we have spent so much time and energy in. And maybe some of us have researched it and were born and raised with that thing and grew up and was surrounded by that thing. So of course we're going to have deep feelings for that. But we forget that that other person may not have had anything to do with that stuff. So they're going to be detached. They're not going to share those things. And that's okay, because that's how we learn from each other, because we don't have the same background. You know, we've all talked about this. We all know this. The reason that we all are not robots is because we need to have people with different personalities, because otherwise how are we going to run the world? If we're all good at the same thing, how is anything going to work? We need everybody to make this machine run. We need the crazy people. We need the sane people. We need everybody. And I forget that. I'm like, why does this person not see what I'm seeing? Why does this person not understand what I'm talking about? What an idiot, or how sad for them. And then the other person's like, wow, why does Courtney not see what I'm seeing? Why is she not hearing what I'm seeing? Why does she not know what I know? How sad for her. But if we all just spend a lot less time being sad for each other and not understanding why someone isn't like us, maybe we can spend a lot more time understanding why someone is the way they are and why they aren't like us, and how we could maybe work with that and maybe make it work. Or maybe it can't work, but we can just take away some type of knowledge, you know? We all talk about this. This isn't some new thing. This isn't some like had a V8 moment or some Staples. That was easy. I would know that we all know this. This is cliche. We all say this. But I wish we would do it. Again, myself included. Right, Jaspy? But yeah, it cracked me up because as this car passed and they had all the schools in the back, and they had his license plate seriously said ARG, and I thought, that is the most ridiculous, that is stupid. But then again, they may think the fact that I have a million animals is stupid, so I get it. The walls in my living room are like an orange-sickle orange, like a creamsicle orange. And when people heard that I was going to do the walls of my living room that color, they were like, okay. And everybody gave me slack about it until they saw it on the walls and realized everybody told me it was either, oh my God, how cheery, how happy, it makes you want to smile, how bright, it just makes you happy. And then other people said, oh my God, how warm, it makes you feel warm and cozy, it makes you just feel like it's fall. And so once they saw it up on the walls, they were like, holy cow. I went to a pawn shop once, saw a ring, a turquoise ring. It was awesome. It was big and kind of, I don't want to say gaudy because I loved it, but it was big and it probably wasn't for everybody. A big old hunk of turquoise with some silver stuff around it. And I thought it was amazing. And that person had it in their shop for almost a year. Nobody wanted it. I saw it and I tried it on. And as I tried it on, I had my hand resting on the glass showcase thing. And I had two people go, wow, look at that ring. I love that ring. Where'd you get that ring? And I was like, well, oddly enough, right here, I'm trying it on. And they were like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And the owner was like, no one has ever wanted that. They thought it was hideous until they saw it on. And so until you try something, you just don't know. Until you try that paint color up on your wall and you get it up on your wall and you put the pictures up with it and you put your couch and you put your chairs and you put your coffee table and you put your artwork and your knickknacks and you put yourself in it, you don't know what that color is going to look like until you make it a home. You don't know what that outfit's going to look like on you until you put it on. And you get your hair just right, you know? Whoa. Oh, there's coyotes in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's coyotes in the background. Crazy. Now the frogs are dying down even more. That's so interesting. Mother Nature is just fascinating to me. I mean, when frogs croak, it's like they're ventriloquists and they can throw their voice and it makes it sound like they're someplace different just to kind of trick their predator. I love that when you watch Mother Nature and you just see how they all, why they're built the way they are. You know, the way that evolution is and how they've just evolved to be able to manage the weather, you know, manage change, manage the environment, manage people, how they can just fit into their surroundings. But it's just amazing. But coyotes are little rat bastards, I tell you, little fuckers. I heard on a Joe Rogan podcast a guy talking about coyotes and how the worst thing you can do is shoot coyotes because they will basically just multiply even more. Because whenever they do their woo woo woo, it's like a census call. It's to see how many of them there are, where they're located, and all of that. And if they feel like they're down in population, they just repopulate. So you could probably, I don't know, get them fixed. I don't know how you would do it, but I'm not going to lie. They're just little fuckers, and I'm not a fan. But hey, every living being is amazing in its own right, has its place. I don't think I'm better. They're just obnoxious, and there's a lot of them. There's an overabundance of them. Anyway, that's not what I was talking about. I was saying we all need to learn from each other, and we all need to take away something. And wouldn't it be easy? Wouldn't it be great if that's what we could do? My granddaughter was talking about how in class they learn character traits. They learn one, I don't know if it's one a week or one a month. And this month they were learning about friendship and kindness. Last month it was about integrity. In fact, we did a podcast about integrity and about what she learned about integrity and what she felt it was. And this time it was kindness and friendship. And I thought, well, how important that is. That's so important. And I'm glad that they're learning about it. I'm glad that we're still learning about that, because with this world going the way that it is, I don't know that everyone is learning about kindness and friendship anymore. I don't know that we're talking about that or conducting ourselves very kind anymore, or very friendly. We're not being very friendly or kind. I think we have forgotten how to be kind, and we have developed a bad habit of pointing out flaws and pointing out our differences and pointing out what we dislike about each other and what we disagree about, and pointing out what the other person needs to change and how the other person is wrong and their beliefs are stupid and how our beliefs and we are better and we are not as flawed. There go the frogs. Beautiful. Anyway, I mean, so yeah, we could definitely use a lot more kindness and a lot more friendship. And I asked her, I said, well, what is friendship? And she said, well, friendship's just basically being kind. They're basically the same thing. And I started thinking about it. I said, well, do you have to be friends with someone to be kind? And she said, no. But you don't, she said, you don't have to be. But basically, she's like, but why not? And I thought, well, that's true. Why not make a friend? Why make an enemy? Why make an enemy? Why not make a friend? And I loved that. She's like, well, but why not? She looked at me like, I mean, why wouldn't I want to make a friend? Who doesn't want a friend? Who doesn't need a friend? Could all use a friend. Wow, I've got coyotes on one end, frogs and crickets on the other, and my cat meowing. You guys probably can't hear any of it. Anyway, I just thought, well, that is an amazing way to look at it. She just looked at me like, well, you don't have to be friends with somebody, but why not make a friend? Why not learn? Why not help somebody? And I thought, what a beautiful take, what a beautiful takeaway. I love that. I'm going to try to walk down here and see if I don't kill myself because, again, it's the middle of the night. I'm wearing a bathrobe, so you guys can get a visual here. Fuzzy slippers, and they're like platform fuzzy slippers with a robe. Out in the middle of the night like a crazy hillbilly. My neighbors would probably be like, oh, just Courtney out there wandering around aimlessly in the middle of the night talking to her phone. They probably just think I'm talking to my phone like a freaking weirdo. I mean, I am technically, right? I am technically just talking into my phone like a freaking weirdo. So, I guess that's what it looks like is what it is. You know how people say it's not what it looks like. I guess this is very much what it looks like. I'm out here in the middle of the night talking into my phone in fuzzy platform slippers and a robe. Ooh, they're on the move. Jaspy, can you hear that? That's why you're sticking next to me, huh? Good thinking, Jaspy. That's smart. Stick next to me, kiddo. I mean, one of these days, I'm going to come down here in the middle of the night and I'm going to be talking to you guys on the phone and I'm going to fall into a hole or, I don't know, an elk is going to attack me or a coyote. I don't know. Is an elk going to attack? No, but, oh, see, darn it. I knew it. I was worried that if I kept going, the crickets and the frogs would stop, and they did. Shoot. Okay. I got to stand still. Anyway, one of these days, though, I'm going to be talking in the middle of the night. I'm going to fall down my hill, roll down my hill, slip because it's very, very muddy. It's clay. I'm going to slip and fall. My hill's steep. I'm going to roll down it, or I'm going to fall into the ditch, or God knows what, or slide on my ass on my gravel. Anyway. Oh, now there's an owl chiming in. Jeez. We've got crickets. We've got frogs. We've got coyotes. We've got cats. We've got owls. We've got deer setting off the motion sensor. All right. It's Animal Kingdom. This is like National Geographic here. When you listen to my podcast, you just get it all. It's like National Geographic here. And what am I stepping on? Oh, God. I, honest to God, think I just stepped on a shrew or something that one of my... Okay. I can barely see because all I have is a light from my phone. And we're just going to say that it's a clump of grass and try to move on with my life here. Rest in peace, sir. Yeah. Was that you, Jasper? The coyotes have stopped. The owl has stopped. So have the crickets. Okay, so if anything happens to me while I'm talking to you guys, I suppose it'll be too late for you to do anything about. So, Oh, there's the owl. It's peaceful. Anyway, okay. I'm digressing a lot. Man, This is what happens again when you're just an insomniac and you haven't slept and your brain is, this is your brain on no sleep. I come out and I babble into this phone and I put you guys through endless amounts of nonsense and babbling and jargon. I sound like Joe Biden. Jeez, it's like they're coming from all angles. I'm being surrounded. Okay, so I had a list and I can't even see. What did I have else that I was going to babble about? Let me check. Let me refer to my notes. Oh, I was talking about how people have a million bumper stickers, and some people might think, wow, or when someone like me wears my Let's Go Brandon sweatshirt, or a sweatshirt that I believe in, and I'm wearing it not because I want to incite, I don't want to piss people off. I'm not trying to incite anger. I'm not trying to make people angry, but I know that when I wear it, some people are going to get angry. Some people it is going to incite some type of, it's going to piss some people off. And I know that, and part of me wears it, to be honest, because of that. The other part of me, though, wears it. Now I've got a train. The other part of me wears it because I just genuinely believe, like my Let's Go Brandon. I believe that. Let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. So I think about the word incite, and people like to think that's such a bad thing. Yes, you can incite a riot. You can incite anger. But you can also incite good things, can't you? Why does incite have to be a bad thing? You can incite positivity. You can incite people to get off their butt and work hard. It can be a good word, just like judging. Just because someone's judging you doesn't mean they're judging you poorly. Someone could be judging you and thinking you're a perfectly wonderful, lovely person. Oh, okay. It's like the Bloods and the Crips over here. Uh-oh. Rival gangs. We've got coyotes. We've got trains. We've got crickets. We've got frogs. We've got owls. And now we've got rival gang fights for my cats. Anyways, incite and judgment. They don't have to be bad words. You can incite positivity. You can incite someone to work hard and run hard and win the race. You can judge people as in thinking that they're smart, that they're beautiful, that they're funny. It doesn't have to be a bad word. And so when people wear things like Let's Go Brandon, yes, part of me, like I said, is like knowing that someone's going to get mad. But the other part of me is just wearing something that I firmly believe in. And yes, there's also a part of me that wants to start a conversation. And maybe I want to start a conversation with someone of the opposite opinion because maybe I just genuinely want us to come together and have an understanding. And also sometimes I just want to wear it because, yeah, I want to annoy people. But, train. Okay, what else did I have? Oh gosh, so tomorrow I have this lengthy to-do list, and I started thinking about how prioritizing is a very important thing. Meaning my counselor used to tell me, like, okay, I feel really, really bad because when I visit my family or friends, I sometimes feel like I come off like I'm fitting them in. And I don't ever want to come off like I'm fitting somebody in. I don't want people, especially my family, to think that I'm just fitting them in. And sometimes I don't mean to, but I'll say things like, I'm sorry, I'm not here for very long. I'm just really busy right now and I have a lot of things to do, so I can't, unfortunately, spend as much time as I want to with you. And what I mean by that is genuinely I feel bad because I'm busy and I can't spend much time. But then I'm like, well, that's shitty because yes, I can. It's a matter of prioritizing. What am I prioritizing? Am I prioritizing family? Am I prioritizing cleaning my house? Am I prioritizing friends? Am I prioritizing like what? I do have time because you just need to make time. So my counselor used to tell me, because I would have this long list of things I wanted to get done. Like I wanted to get done the laundry. I wanted to go grocery shopping. I wanted to give my dogs baths and cut their nails and, I don't know, do some yard work or something. And if I had a to-do list and I did not get to check off every single thing on my to-do list for that day, it would drive me batshit crazy. So then if somebody would want to come over, if somebody wanted my time, I didn't want to say no because I love them. But in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, let's wrap this up. I have shit to do. I have shit to do. And I'm like, well, that's shitty because my family and my friends need to be way above cleaning my house, way above, I don't know, taking my recycling back and running errands that I could maybe put off until the next day or whatever. So my counselor was like, it's all about, if you already think that you're so busy that you don't have enough time for yourself, it's very, very important to set aside time for yourself once a week. It should be a whole day that you set a time for your family and yourself. But if you don't want to do a day, then at least set aside a couple of hours for yourself. And if you're saying that you don't have enough time to even be with your family or set time to yourself, then you need to prioritize. And if you have a to-do list and someone asks you, hey, can you do this or that? Or if something else comes up, then that does not mean you add it to your list to make your list a million times longer. It means you need to take something off your list in order to add this new thing, or you don't add the new thing at all. But it doesn't mean that you make your list longer so that you have less time with your family or less time for yourself or so that you're even busier. It means no. You already are booked up. You already don't have a lot of time with your family, so you're not going to take away more time from your family or more time for yourself. No. If Sunday is your day, then you don't plan anything on Sundays. Or if Wednesday is your day, you don't plan anything on Wednesday. Or maybe it's just for like 4 hours. Well, those 4 hours, if someone asks you to do something or if something comes up, you don't now take away those 4 hours from your family or take away that day from your family and yourself. No, you take something off of your list or you don't add the new thing onto it. And I was like, well, that's really hard for me because I want to get a lot of stuff done and I don't feel like I've achieved things if I don't have a to-do list and I can't cross things off. If I have nothing to cross off, then I feel like I've been lazy and I haven't contributed, and then I don't feel like I've earned having time. Even though I work full time, I still don't feel like I've earned it. And even though I feel like my family and my friends are number one, I also don't like my house if it's remotely messy. And since I live out in the country and have 100 animals, my house is always messy. So I'm always, always, always cleaning because I'm like Monica and Friends. And you can't really be like Monica and Friends when you live out in the country with 100 animals. It's impossible. But yet I tried to be, which means I go pretty much nonstop all the time, constantly cleaning. And that's asinine because I need to prioritize other things over that. And sometimes just go, well, I have 100 animals and I live out in the country. So sometimes shit's just going to be dirty. So prioritizing. People, I think we all have forgotten how to prioritize. I think we've all forgotten what we are prioritizing. Are we prioritizing drugs? Are we prioritizing work? Are we prioritizing partying? Are we prioritizing what are our priorities? Are they our family? Are they our friends? Are they our health, mental and physical health? Are they our bills? I think we've all forgotten what is important. How many of us still sit around the table together? How many of us still spend time together? I've always prided myself on making sure that my family has one day a week that we play board games and have to ourselves. And we used to always eat dinner at the table. And now they're older, and of course, we don't all live together, so I can't do that, but we still spend time together as family. And, we all talk about this. Everyone talks about this, how important it is to sit down together at least once a week as a family. And if you don't have family, how important it is to meet up with like your friends once a week. But I think we need to prioritize, and I think we have forgotten what's important. There's want versus need. The things we want aren't always what we need. The things we need aren't always what we want. And sometimes when we prioritize things, we need to remember what we want and what we need and what's important. And the whole friendship and kindness thing just really hit with me. And the whole, having a million bumper stickers and me thinking, my first thought was, oh my God, how ridiculous. Look at this weirdo. And then I thought, well, I'm a bitch because I'm a weirdo standing out here in my fuzzy platform slippers and my robe in the middle of the night. So who the fuck am I, Anyway, so when you're out on the road and you see somebody with a license plate that says ARG, or a Let's Go Brandon sweatshirt, or a t-shirt with a cross on it, or a rainbow flag, or whatever, let's kind of stop for a moment and say, that's their beliefs. Are their beliefs more important than my beliefs? No, nobody's beliefs are more important. Where it becomes an issue is when we try to force our beliefs or feel that our beliefs are more important than others. That's when there's a problem. When we are prioritizing our beliefs over the fact that other people are allowed, well, I should say, we can prioritize our beliefs over others. That's fine. But we have to remember that other people are just as passionate about their beliefs, and they're going to prioritize their beliefs over ours. And they're going to be just as passionate. And that's okay as long as we are all understanding of that and we're not trying to cram each other's beliefs down each other's throats. Now, trying to maybe talk about our beliefs civilly like adults and being respectful and hearing each other out, we could learn, and that's cool. And then I thought about the friendship and kindness that my granddaughter is learning, the character traits, just like she learned about integrity. What great things. I'm so glad and relieved to hear that they're teaching something still. Finally, they're still teaching at least one kind, wonderful thing still in school. And she told me she still does the flag salute. That's amazing. I didn't know that anyone did the flag salute anymore, at least in Oregon or on the West Coast. So it made my heart happy. Maybe there's hope. Maybe there is hope for us yet if we can all practice friendship and kindness and we can all start prioritizing, you know? Anyway, hey, do you know, like I always say, you guys rock, and I am incredibly happy that more and more people are starting to listen. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Let's tell everybody. Let's get more and more. I don't know what's been keeping you up. I don't know what things are going through your head at night, but I hope eventually you get sleep. I hope eventually you learn to put those things to rest and get some sleep, because, man, sleep is important. And if we're all up in the middle of the night walking around in fuzzy slippers with our robes talking into our phones, then, man, the world's going to be a crazy place. There's only room for enough crazy, you know, a certain amount of crazy. Holy cow, guys. Oh my God, now there's like a crotch rocket in the background, a motorcycle just going off. It sounds like the cats. It's kind of funny. Anyway, hey, thanks so much for listening to the ramblings of an insomniac. Until next time.